tonight here at the Tough Nations finale with a victorious Richard Walsh. Richard, first of all, just tell us, obviously, the stronger of the two in there. You really imposed that throughout the 15 minutes. How do you feel just fresh off the fight?
Yeah, I feel great. It's kind of a surreal feeling to be finally finished. Obviously put a lot of pressure on myself being a UFC debut, so just happy to get the win. You know, in the first round I was listening to the corner, I could hear that I was stronger in the upper body clinch, so I immediately just scrapped the lower body, scrapped the takedowns and just kept it up top.
How did you feel in particularly the clinch work against the cage seemed to really be controlling him in that regard?
Look, I felt safe. I felt like I was the stronger guy and I could just sit there and I could just lay some shots off, keep active, stop the fight from being broken up. And look, you know, I just wanted to get a win. I don't care what anyone says. First fight, you got nerves. Just wanted to get in, get out, take my money and have some fun.
How did you feel when the idea was thrown at you to fight Chris, someone that you did work with on the show as opposed to one of the Canadian fighters, for instance? How close did you get to work with Chris on the show?
Very close. You know, I've got a lot of admiration for Chris. He's a you know, super good guy, but you know, all the same, I didn't care who I was fighting. You know, I thought they were going to give me an Aussie. I expected they were going to give me an Aussie if I had a fight. So who cares? I was just going to go out there, give it my best, and try to put on a show for the folks back home.
You've stated you want to be the face of Australian mixed martial arts. Tell us about the scene right now after the series being aired down there and really you wanting to push that forward as the face.
Look, it's something I want to do. I mean, just if anything, promote the sport in Australia. I feel like we're at a time now where we need to pick it up. We need to catch up to the rest of the world. We need good guys in the sport. We need positive dudes, and you know, I want to be one of those guys. I want to be one of those guys helping young dudes. You know, we need some promotions in Australia which are positive. That's why the UFC comes there. And I just want to see the sport grow, you know. It was something I didn't have the opportunity to have a lot of training partners like they do in Canada, North America, and I think that's something that, you know, Australia needs, and I want to be a part of it.
And final question, now the fight is behind you. You've made your official UFC debut. How did this feel in regards to prior fights, fighting inside of the house, and now making the leap onto this big stage?
Yeah, it's a good question. You know, it's a big platform. It's very intimidating. But you know, I just try to treat it just like it was any other fight. Just walk out there, just game face, no emotions. Because if I get too caught up in the glitz and the glam, that's when, you know, shit happens. So for me, you know, I just try to treat it like any other fight. But obviously, there was a massive amount of nerves this week sitting in the hotel in Quebec City. I was, you know, very nervous and you know, that's just how it is. It's just something you got to learn to deal with as a fighter. And hopefully, as I go on through my career, I'll get better at it.
Well, congratulations on the win. Love the hat. You can definitely fit some sponsors on there. So
I think so. I want some sponsors. So yeah, I appreciate that. And thanks to the UFC and Dana White and everyone else.